Hi everybody, Bald&curious here. What a beautiful day. It's beginning of the Labor Day weekend. It's supposed to be around 75 all weekend. Got a couple of friends coming over. Do a little barbecue tomorrow, maybe a little shooting. But what I want to talk about today is 365, SIG P365 versus P365 XL. Now, let's just start with the size comparison right there. Okay, we go end of the slide, so you see the barrel is about 3/4 inch longer, and the grip flush with magazine, same thing, about 3/4 inches longer, and the XL has a beaver tail. Supposedly they have different sides, but I don't see it. For me, they look like the rear side's a little different. It's got like a hood, but the side picture is pretty much identical. Now, yes, you can take. Let me do this. Okay, it took me a minute. So 365 with the 365 XL slide, short grip, longer slide, or other way around, 365 XL with the 365 slide. So longer grip, shorter slide. It'll work either way. Now, short grip and longer slide doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in my opinion, unless you're looking for extra side radius and a little more concealability. But I'm actually digging the long grip and shorter slide, because it gives you essentially almost the same grip as 365 with a 12 round magazine, or in this case NDZ Performance base plate. So if you look at the bottom, they're just about the same, but this one fills in the hand a little bit better. Yeah, you might, at least me, on the reload I might be careful, because I might be pinching my pinky, but it's even worse on the 365. So let's swap them back up. Okay, the second major difference is the flat face trigger. I'm not sure about the poundage on the trigger. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference in the poundage. Take-up's about the same, but I think the actual brake, it could be because of the geometry of the trigger. The actual brake on the XL is a little cleaner, if you ask me, a little shorter. The reset seems to be a little shorter. At least in my opinion, it seems to be a little bit, just a hair shorter on an XL with a flat face trigger. But like I said, it could be just a feeling because of flat trigger. I kind of like the trigger. I mean, it gives you just about the same room from the trigger to trigger guard. I'm not sure how it's gonna pan out with the gloves if you worry about it in the winter. The nice thing is that if you live in a free state, this gun comes with a 12 round magazine right out of the box, and you can get a 15 round extended magazine. The 365 comes with a flush fitting 10 round magazine, which leaves your pinky pretty much hanging off, and a 12 round magazine, or should I say this is a 10 round magazine with a NDZ Performance base plate, which is the same size as a 12 round magazine, and that gives you a little shelf for your pinky, but it doesn't really fill in your palm, but it sure makes for a good shooter. Now let's get to shooting both of these things. My other video, I did a little accuracy testing, and the 365 XL is really accurate. The 365 with a basically 3/4 inch less of a barrel less of a side radius. I don't think it makes such a big difference. Big difference makes the grip, your ability to fill up the grip and therefore hold on to gun load better. But probably charge it. You can't tell it's inaccurate gun. It's little, I'd say, just a hair snappier than a XL version. Like I said, because if this one fills in your grip a little bit more, but I can't really say that the regular 365 will jump in your hand so much more than 365 XL. Now, one big thing that 365 had against it was a reputation in the beginning. Trigger spring braking and a firing pin, a striker braking, because of the trigger, because of the striker pin drag or firing pin drag, whatever you want to call it. Let me catch a brass from 365. Okay, let me set this aside. That's a 365 brass, and this is 365 XL. Let me grab a. Alright, 365 XL. Okay, both guns are clear. Now, my 365 has a pretty big primer drag, but it doesn't really go all the way to the edge of the primer. You know, it's quite a big gash. Hopefully you can see it, but it doesn't touch the brass. Now the 365 XL, this doesn't really look like a primer drag. There you go. I'm guessing because of the 3/4 inches longer slide and time it takes on lock, the striker has enough time to get back. Now, another major difference is the 365 XL it's got a cutout so you can mount a micro red dot. If you're into it, I believe Zik is coming out with a micro red dot. RMR has one. So if you're into it and you want to have a red dot on a tiny gun, this gives you ability to do so. Now, if you're in the market for a small gun and you decide in between 365 and 365 XL, my suggestion would be go for the XL, especially if you live in a free state. You can take advantage of the higher capacity and ability to mount a red dot. If you already have 365 and you just want a longer grip and you don't care about the red dot and whatnot, your best bet is, instead of buying the whole thing, is just getting a grip module. Don't forget, this is a modular gun, so you can just buy a 365 XL grip module, and you're essentially going to wind up with this gun and a shorter slide. So that might be another way to go. Alright, so here are my thoughts on 365 XL versus standard 365. So far, this is probably over 2,000 rounds. This is nearing probably 500, and zero issues with either of them. Only issue I had with this gun is it ran out of ammo at one of the sessions. No issues with this gun other than just love shooting it. Some people had some issues with the XL going in the battery and whatnot, but I haven't heard a major issue about the XL, and I haven't heard any major issue about the 365 lately as well. So mine, I feel more than confident. This is actually my EDC. This is on my body or in my truck at all time, and as soon as I can get hold of his holster, and this time I gotta make sure I buy it from him. I don't want him to send me one for free. I'm gonna get a holster for the XL. I'll probably get this to about 1,000 rounds, and I think this is gonna become my EDC, because it's just a hair bit bigger and it just offers a little more comfort in your hand. That's it. As always, have fun. Keep shooting.